Welcome back for the end of this Jund League. I am on the play, very happily so, with a fine hand, even though I can't cast Run in 6. If I draw a fetch, this hand will be a lot better. Also, still need a threat, but I get to go turn 1 Inquisition and have a ton of creature removal. Let's hope our opponent is on, like, Infect or Devoted Druid here. They mulligan down to 6. Mill. Have the trophy to deal with that. But I still think that's the biggest problem. Oh, I need to draw like a Tarmogoyf. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I have a 2-turn clock on my opponent here. I don't know their hand anymore. Beginning of each end step, enchanted player, enchanted, puts the top X cards of the library into the graveyard, where X is the number of cards put there. Okay. Definitely gonna trophy that. And in case they deal with my Goyf, I want to be able to top deck a Bolt and kill my opponent next turn. So I'm going to ping them with Run in 6 here. Okay, so I guess I'll use Raging Ravine to try to kill my opponent next turn. They're just gonna mission briefing Drown in the Loch though, aren't they? Yep. Let's dig for a Bolt. They either do Drown in the Lock or they do Glimpse. I think I'd rather them do Drown. That just kind of buys me more time. Mm-hmm. So right now I have a 2-turn clock on them with Ren and 6. Unless they somehow gain life, like the Crypt Incursion or something like that. And why couldn't I just play like Infect? You know, I'm playing Jund. I didn't play against a single Jund type opponent here. Yep. No, I could have done is I could have just picked back the Raging Ravine up, but I actually can ping my opponent and then play the second Ren and 6 and ping them, so the clock is the exact same. In fact, this one plays around like a Fatal Push or another creature removal spell. Mm-hmm. Okay, 24 cards left in my deck. Still plenty of bolts and one more K command. There we go. Okay, against Mill, I might want Ashiok to remove the graveyard. That's something I might be interested in. Trophy's better than Push. Collective Brutality is better than a lot of things here. I sometimes bring in like Fulminator Mages just to slow my opponent down or blow up their hideaway lands or do things like that. Seasoned Pyromancer might just be better here, but it's a little bit harder to cast. I think my deck's just a little bit better than that plan here. Surprised mill decks aren't running like a main board Ashiok. It hoses so many decks. Although I guess the decks it hoses they already have a decent matchup against, like Titan Shift, Amulet Titan, and Tron. Yeah. No turn 1 play, but no discard. But other than that, this hand's very good. A little weak to Archive Trap, but it's not like I can play around that. They go Hedron Crab, I bolt the crab. Otherwise, I'm just going to bolt their face here, I think. I know Bob helps my opponent mill me, but it also makes sure I hit my land drops and draw me into more discard and targeted removal, so I can deal with that, like, search for Escanta here. My plan is to, next turn, probably go Scooze, Thoughtseize, and hopefully curve into Bloodbraid. Never mind, it might just be Bolt Thoughtseize here. Okay. Don't want to crack this fetch if I don't have to, because I would like to draw land for Bloodbraid. I think Bloodbraid could just be probably the best thing I could play here. Like Bloodbraid into Liliana the Veil, or Bloodbraid into Goyf. Perfect. Not the most efficient removal spell for that problem, but my opponent has me half dead. I don't have them half dead yet, and that was going to keep triggering. So they don't want Surgical. Surgical is actually kind of bad against me. Mm-hmm. This is going to be really close. If my opponent draws poorly, I have a chance. That's not drawing poorly. If I top deck a Bolt, I have lethal. Alright, it's probably game here. I don't run Maelstrom Pulse. Yeah, that's game. Anything different I want here? Nope. Just need to draw the spells that I need to draw. Let's be on the play. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Goyf. I'll keep that. I think it's actually more important for me to pick up a land here. This way I can cast Kulgan's Command on that Mesmeric Orb next turn. Yep. We get 2 free mills here. What I'm trying to do here is put myself in a situation where Liliana can just stop my opponent from really doing anything, and then I can protect my Goyf. Ulting Renin 6 is also a decent line, letting me rebuy like those lightning bolts to try to finish my opponent off. Unfortunately, I think I'm kind of dead here. Stop my opponent's draw step. Don't tell me it's Archive Trap. That would have been a ridiculous draw. So I can trophy that Frang's Sanity, and that would give me a 2-turn clock. Or I can Kulgan's Command again and get rid of whatever my opponent's top deck is. Like, Glimpse is not an instant, right? Yeah, I think that's probably a better line. I might just die to that fraying sanity though. No, I have to get rid of the fraying sanity and take my chances with their top deck. I think it's the only way I can reasonably win this. So trophy, fraying sanity, discard a land. I don't know why it's up there. Yeah, I think because fraying sanity was going to the retrace, it was actually going to get me twice. So I don't think it was the right thing to do there. I think I just had to make sure my opponent didn't top deck exactly like 4 or 5 cards that would win in the game. And even if they top decked a fatal push, I still was not in a terrible spot there. Arguably, maybe I should have, with the Kulgan's command, picked up like a Bloodbraid Elf to put myself a little bit safer, to get a little bit more haste. But it's 101 new items. It shouldn't be 101, but there we go. Oh, I guess it is 101 new items. All right, 3-2 with Jund. It's kind of what Jund does, and I'm happy with it. I'll see you guys in the next one.